Alright, hello viewers, this is Tony Point Tutorials once again. It's a wonderful time to be with you for another lecture time, another time to learn. Today we are going to look at another topic in lessons and structure. And right on the board we have verb formations. And that's gerunds and participles. Gerunds and participles. Alright. Let's quickly go to the board and see what we have. Right here we have the form of the verb ending in ing. Now there are some verbs that end in ing. For example, we have in brackets, we have the sing, we have the walking, the jumping, the laughing. These are verbs that end in ing. Okay? So the form of verbs that end in ing or end in ing may sometimes be a gerund and sometimes a present participle. But although they have the same form, but understand that they differ in functions. Okay? Now notice, a gerund may fulfill the functions of a noun, having all its uses. That's to say, because noun can also function as subject, object, or complement of a verb. Meaning, a gerund can also function as the subject, the object, or complement of a verb. Okay? Then notice, a participle is used as an adjective when it is connected with some noun or pronoun like ordinary adjectives. Let me read that again. A participle is used as an adjective when it is connected with some noun or pronoun like ordinary adjectives. Let's take these two examples. Let's say the gerund and the participle. Smoking may impair your health. Smoking may impair your health. This is gerund. Okay? Now, the ing verb here is showing a gerundive statement. So, smoking may impair your health. But you come to example 2, it says, smoking a cigarette, it began to write. Now, what did I say in the participle? That a participle is used as an adjective when it is connected with some noun or pronoun, like ordinary adjective. You can see the participle, you see a noun coming just after the participle. And what is the noun there? That's a cigarette. Okay? So, but you can't find that in this case. So, smoking may impair your health. That's straightforward. That's a gerund. Because you don't have a noun after it. But then you have the word smoking. So, it's very confusing. So, smoking. But here, I see this as a participle because it's having a connection, a noun after it. So, smoking a cigarette, it began to write. So, this is a gerund and this is a participle. What's the clear difference? It's coming just after, or rather, just before a noun or a pronoun. Okay? Then, having said that, we will now see some functions of the gerund. Gerunds functions as subjects and objects of a verb. Okay? I think I omitted my off there. Put it quickly. Okay. So gerunds are subjects or objects of a verb. So meaning that gerund can function as objects of a verb. Gerund can also function as subjects of a verb. Now let's quickly look at it. Now, two examples very clear. Playing lawn tennis was one of his hobbies. Playing lawn tennis was one of his hobbies. Where is the ing verb there? The ing verb there is playing. Alright? Or I would rather take everything. So we have playing lawn tennis. Okay? Then children always hate going to bed. Okay? So I think here we have the ing verb. So going to bed. Alright, let us get it clear now. Check the underlined part in the first sentence. It was actually at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? So playing lawn tennis. Playing lawn tennis. For those persons who are actually used to they are used to this questions in comparison passage in YA, when they ask you what's the grammatical name, okay, of this sentence and how it is used, what's the function as it is used in the passage. Okay, and one of them you see, if it's a noun phrase or noun clause, you know the functions. Sometimes functions as object of the verb or subject of the verb. The same vein, Jerome can do the same work. Okay, now playing lawn tennis was one of his hobbies. How do you really know? Let us take IT8 for example, IT8, which is a very simple method. If I try to replace all the underlying parts like this, now we have playing lawn tennis. If I replace everything with IT8, just try to imagine that you have IT8 here in the bracket, okay, and you want to read everything from here, the IT8, and connect it to this verb, because you are seeing everything here. This is the gerundive verb, the gerundive part of the sentence, okay, and just after it you find a verb. So that means it is standing as the subject of the verb was. So if you read with IT, it still makes sense to you. So you can say it was one of his hobbies. It was one of his hobbies. That is gerund functioning as subject of the verb was. Alright? Then if you come back to this sentence, 2. Say children always hate going to bed. Children always hate going to bed. Now, the underlying part is going to bed, but just before the underlying part, you find the word hate. That's the let's go verb, hate. Okay, do the same thing here. If you put your it, you find something there. So I will not read that word going to bed. I will just read the word it together with the rest of the sentence. Now, children always hate it. That makes good sense. So standing as object of the verb hate. So gerund can function as subject or object of a verb. Get that clear? Alright, so you can test yourself with this. Don't confuse this now. This is a different case now. This is a GC question, 1970. It said Dash regularly kept John healthy and happy. Dash regularly kept John healthy and happy. Of course, you know you're going to take this gerundial statement. This is ing form of the verb now. You will take this to it. This is infinitive. This is infinitive. You're going to take what? The gerundial statement. This and this wouldn't go at all. So these two are the only ones that are confusing. Okay, we'll say take the ing verb. So eating regularly kept John healthy and happy. Alright, that's a straight question. Alright, then let's quickly look at the gerunds as object of a verb. Gerunds as object of a verb. Alright, I'll give about 6 examples. That's very okay for now. So 1, he considered going to university. 2, Olu denied breaking the window. 3, I enjoyed drinking malt. 4, David never imagined marrying Jeanette. And 5, Suleiman was looking forward to eating his lunch. And 6, the doctor advised him to stop smoking. Let's go back to number 1. Now, I would like you to use the IT method. That will make you know whether you are dealing with a gerund, either as object or subject of a verb. But now, as object of the verb, let's go. Now, the word consider is a verb. The word deny is a verb. The word enjoy is a verb. The word imagine is a verb. Now, the word here is looking forward to. That is actually a phrase now. Okay. Then we have the doctor advised him to stop. So stop is a verb. Now let's quickly go back. Use it in all of them. If I use it here as replacing the underlying part, I will say he considered it. If I use it here, I will say Olu denied it. If I use it here, I will say I enjoyed it. If I use it here, I will say David never imagined it. Then if I use it here, I will say Suleiman was looking forward to it. Then if I use it here, I will say the doctor advised him to stop it. Okay, you can see all of the sentence, they always start towards the end of the sentence. That says that the gerund now is functioning as the object of the sentence. Why? Because check all the underlying parts. Going, ing verb, breaking, ing verb, drinking, ing verb, marrying, ing verb, what have you, eating, ing verb, and smoking, ing verb. Now let's go further into other aspects of the function of gerund before we go into the participle. Alright, so go to the next thing now. Alright, as we're seeing, there are other functions of the gerunds. Now go with me to looking at this this statement on the board. Now, as a noun, the gerund will be preceded by a possessive. When we say possessive, we are talking about what's like mine, what's like yours. Okay, let's say mine. Okay, mine, use mine, then yours. Okay, has, that's its. Okay, and say theirs. Okay, and then what have you? His. Okay, and then all of these are possessive. So, as a noun, the gerund will be preceded. That word preceded means come before. Be preceded by a possessive. Example I gave you, bracket mine, your, is, etc. Or it can be preceded by another noun in the possessive case. Okay? Now look at this example. I didn't understand his behaving like that. I didn't understand his behaving like that. Generally, it's a statement that is not really sounding too sweet to the hearing, but then you see that the gerund, which is the behaving, look at it now, this is the gerund statement, okay, is preceded, okay, coming before. That will say he is behaving. Now this is what a possessive. So before the gerund, you are having a possessive. So I didn't understand his behaving like that. So that means a gerund can come after a possessive, or rather, a possessive can come before a gerundive statement. Okay? Now, the chairman's leaving did not affect the committee meeting. Go back, like I said, that as a noun, the gerund may be preceded by a possessive or another noun in the possessive case. Okay, so the chairman's leaving, you can see there's a possessive. Now, what's the possessive case means that it is carrying an apostrophe s. Okay, so the chairman's leaving did not affect the committee meeting. So, if you go this way now, you are saying leaving did not affect the possessive meeting. So, the committee's meeting rather. So the chairman's leaving did not affect the committee's meeting. What do I mean? The chairman is like a possessive noun, right? Coming before the gerundive. Okay? So that tells you that as a noun, the gerund will be preceded by either a possessive or another noun in the possessive case, like in the chairman's here, and also the his behaving like that. Okay, now, so the his now is the possessive, and the chairman here is the noun. There's a question before us, an SSC question, SSC 1978. What can you see? It said, please excuse dash to bed now. Please excuse dash to bed now. Okay, at this time you look at the options. You say, please excuse me to go to bed now. B, please excuse my going to bed now. C, please excuse me to be going to bed now. You can see that option C. Option D, of course, cannot go. But these two look a little bit confusing. Okay? But because we are dealing with gerundive, and like I said earlier, that gerundive statements or gerund can be preceded, or rather, it can come after a possessive. And that's what we have here. This is a possessive. My is a possessive. So you're going to have, please excuse my going to bed now. So this is where the answer falls in. So answer option B is the correct answer to the question. Now we want to quickly look at the participial phrases. When a participle is not part of a tense, it is a verbal adjective that adds to the meaning of noun or pronouns. I repeat that, when a participle is not part of a tense, it is a verbal adjective that adds to the meaning of noun or pronouns. And there are three forms of it. We have the present, we have the past, and the past passive. Now go with me on board, let's see. Now what do you have here? It says, loving his wife as he does, he would never leave her. Loving his wife as he does, he would never leave her. This is actually the present as it does. As it does. Okay, that's present. Okay, then having loved his wife so dearly, her death was a great loss. Having loved his wife so dearly. Okay, you can see the word here, love. Having loved. That's the past now. Then having been loved. That's past passive. Having been loved so dearly by his wife. Let me underline this so you see it here. Okay, loving his wife. Then having been loved so dearly by his wife. So having been loved so dearly by his wife, he would never remarry after her death. So the first sentence is the present, second sentence is the past, and this is the past passive, having been loved. Okay, now note this please. The participial phrase may also come in the middle of the sentence. May also come in the middle of the sentence. Now get me right. Now, look at this example. My mother, expecting me to return shortly, did not go out. My mother, expecting me to return shortly, did not go out. Now you can see the participial phrase is in the middle of the sentence. Now what's the participial phrase? Expecting me to return shortly. Expecting me to return shortly. Now look at it. The mother is like the doer, is the doer of the action now, okay? Which is found at the beginning of the sentence. And like I said here, that it is necessary, however, for the doer of the action in the participial phrase to be the subject of the related clause. Okay? So likewise, the mother is at the beginning of the sentence because she is a doer of the action. She is the one expecting. So my mother, expecting me to return shortly, did not go out. So participial phrase is in the middle of the sentence. So we'll go further now and see other aspects of this topic. Thank you very much. Let's see the next part. Alright, let's make progress. I was saying something earlier on. I said we are going to look at other areas in this topic. And before us in the board is the ing form compared with the infinitive. The ing form compared with the infinitive. When I say the ing form, I mean the gerund. Then the infinitive. What's infinitive? Infinitive is a combination of a preposition to and a verb. So if I have walk or work, this is actually a verb. So the add to it means to work. Alright? Okay? Then see is a verb, but add to becomes to see. That makes it an infinitive. Infinitive. Okay? So now let's see comparison of the ing form and with the infinitive. Now take this portion. We saw that certain verbs were followed by the gerundive form in the previous lecture. Okay, but there are other verbs that require the infinitive form. That is to say, there are verbs we took before in the gerundive form. We have to put them in the ing part of the sentence. Okay, ing form of that verb. Okay, but now we are going to look at some verbs that will be necessary to use the infinitive. That's so we're going to add the preposition to plus that verb and form the infinitive. Now some of the common verbs in this group are listed below. The word decide, expect, hope, promise, want, and wish. For this verb we need the infinitive form. Like we have the word parolia, decided to travel to Ibadan. Okay, it will not be okay to come with a sentence that say parolia decided traveling to Ibadan. Parolia decided traveling to Ibadan. That will not be okay. In this case, we are looking at decided to travel to Ibadan. Then the word expect, we have all my students expect to pass history. But you don't say all my students expect passing history. No. Expect to pass history. Then hope. We are hoping to visit Togo this year. We are hoping to visit Togo this year. Not we are hoping visiting Togo this year. that will not sound okay. So these verbs will put them in the infinitive form. Then you have the word promise. Okay, Jimo promised to return the bicycle. To return the bicycle, not promise returning. Promise to return. Then wants. She wants to see a doctor about her cough. She wants to see a doctor about her cough. Then wish. Do you wish to eat alone? Do you wish to eat alone? So these are some verbs that we need the infinitive form rather than the gerundive. Okay? But however, we see here there's another group of verbs which may take either the gerundive or the infinitive. Alright? And in some instances, they have somewhat different meanings in each case. So there are verbs that may take either the gerundive form or the infinitive form. Alright, we'll go up to see them. Now compare these two examples given you above. Look at these two examples. Example 1 says, he forgot to call at my house. He forgot to call at my house. Meaning that he did not remember to call. He forgot to call at my house. Means he did not remember. So there was never a thought at all. Okay? Then he said he forgets calling at my house. He forgets calling at my house. So in this case, I'm seeing like it has been an attitude, or rather, it has been his way, his manner. Okay? But then, at this time, we'll see that does not recall doing so, though he did. So, he forgets calling at my house. It's quite different from he forgot to call at my house. So, he forgot to call at my house means it never recalled. But he forgets calling at my house means that he did not do what he normally does. Okay? So, now look at this. I will pick some words now. We'll see the comparison now. So we have this word continue. We have the word regret. We have the word remember. We have the word try. Alright, let's see something here now. He said, the teacher continued to talk after the lesson. The teacher continued to talk after the lesson. Let's also paint a picture here. Is there any much difference? Look at this. I said note. No much difference in this case. Okay? So the teacher continued to talk after the lesson. Then if I come with the gerundive, the ing form, I will say the teacher continued talking after the lesson. So there's too much difference here. Okay? But then let us see this word regret. I regretted saying he was a thief. I regretted saying he was a thief. So it's like a feeling of remorse. Okay? So it means I was sorry for having said that. So I regretted saying he was a thief. I am sorry for having said that. But now look at this. I regret to say you are a thief. I regret to say you are a thief. Means I just have to say it. Maybe it's necessary for me to tell you. Means that I'm sorry, I have to tell you are a thief. It was so obvious, I just have to tell you. Okay? But look at this now. The word remember. Felicia remembered to go to the market. Felicia remembered to go to the market. Means that Felicia did not forget, so he remembered. But come to this. Felicia remembers going to the market. He remembers going to the market. Means along the line, she was trying to forget, but all of a sudden there was a recollection. Okay? Felicia remembers going to the market. Along the line, said, oh, I need to go to the market. Okay? So that means there was an initial plan, but trying to forget, and all of a sudden recollected. Alright? So he said Felicia has the recollection. But in the first case, Felicia remembered to go. Means there was never an instant that she forgot at all. Okay, so you see the difference now. Felicia remembered going to the market, did not forget at all. And Felicia remembers going to the market. So along the line, she recollected. So that's the difference. Then come to this, say try. That's the word here, try. Say my brother tried to smoke a pipe. tried to smoke, made an attempt. Tried to smoke a pipe, made an attempt. So I put in the bracket said made an attempt. Then my brother tried smoking a pipe. Tried smoking. See, you can see the smoking here. This is the gerund, the ing from gerund, and then you see to smoke. That's the infinitive. Okay, comparing the infinitive now and the gerund. Okay, so my brother tried smoking a pipe means sampled an experiment. Okay, tried smoking an experiment. You see that? So we're going further now to see other aspects of this topic. So the topic is broad. So go with me now as I make progress. Alright, as we try to conclude this lecture today, let's look at GCE 1980. Okay, I promise I shall try dash your suit tomorrow. I promise I shall try dash your suit tomorrow. So we want to see which of this option will fit into this question properly. Now option A, can you say, I promise I shall try finishing your suit tomorrow? I promise I shall try having finished. This is already out of context. Okay, I promise I shall try to have finished. This is already out of context. So we look at A and C. And remember what I said, I promise I shall try. You know, trying is an attempt. Alright? And if you are making an attempt, you will not use the word finishing. You can't use the word to finish. Okay? I promise I shall try to finish. Like I gave you a question earlier. It's okay, my brother tried to smoke a pipe. It means he made an attempt. So because he doesn't know this ability yet, so he tried. So I promise I shall try to finish your suit tomorrow. So I will make an attempt to finish. So I will go with the infinitive rather than the gerund. Okay, it's an attempt. So plus the verb, that gives you the infinitive. So infinitive will fit into this why question very well. Okay. Let's look at this word now. Consider this sentence is very important. Now I made it sentence A and B. Let's see what we can say about this as we come to this end of this lecture. Okay, A. Say, I saw her talking to a policeman. B said, I saw her talk to a policeman. Now, sentence A is actually quite different from sentence B. You know, sentence A, what's the difference? I said it is the time period involved. That's the difference, the time period involved. Okay? Now, A is describing an action that is in progress. Describing an action in progress. Okay, like I said, I put a punchline here. Means I saw her talking to a policeman. Means it's a present participle describing the pronoun her. Okay, I saw her. If I say I saw her, okay, saw her doing what? I saw her talking to a policeman. So I'm describing the pronoun her. Okay, then this sentence A shows that I had left before she finished talking. I had left before she finished talking. So I saw her talking to a policeman. Okay? So I had left before she finished talking. So I saw her talking. But how the conversation ended, I did not know. Or I do not know. Okay? Then I can also say that I witnessed the whole conversation. If I say I witnessed the whole conversation, that will mean that I am going to sentence B. Okay, I will say I saw her talk to a policeman. Well, the talk here is an infinitive without the to, because before the to you won't find, before the talk rather, you won't find a preposition to. So it's an infinitive without to. Alright, and what is it carrying? I crop it here. So I am a witness of the whole conversation. If I say I saw her talk to a policeman, means I was there, she was talking, she finished and left. So I saw her talk to a policeman. So I saw the whole conversation. But in this case, it says that I had left before she finished talking, so I saw her talking, but I don't know how she ended this conversation. That is just what I'm trying to say. Okay? So, go back again. A is describing an action in progress. I saw her talking. Okay? Then B is used for a completed action. I saw her talk to a policeman. Alright, I think we should answer this question now. Did you see 1976? These are standard questions I'm giving you. So answer this question and see for yourself how it goes. So I saw him dash dead by the soldier. I saw him dash dead by the soldier. Okay. Now if you say I saw him shooting dead, of course, it doesn't make any sense at all. Alright? I saw him shoot dead. Of course, that's out of context. Alright? Then next one is this. I saw him to shoot dead. It will not go. Of course, this is answer to the question. I saw him shot dead by the soldier. Means it is used for there was a completed action. So I took the word shot. Okay, I saw him shot dead by the soldier. The action was completed. I was there to the end of the action. So this is actually where we draw the curtain here. So what we're going to compare the gerund and the participle. We have seen the comparison of the infinitive together with the ing. So when I return for our next round of lectures, I may come back to take some other important verbs and will launch attack into the past question, so that when question comes in this area, you should be able to answer them correctly. I believe you've added value. Thank you very much for viewing. Stay well.